We got the Thunder list that many of you have been requesting. We also have Exosister from the YCS and some of the other interesting goodies that remained. Make sure you guys smash the little crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Alright, we have the Thunder Dragon list that many of you have been very curious about as to how this deck performed. Well, you're going to use your Bystial package, as you guessed it, a form of interruption, and then you kind of just you don't even care about Titan in this build. Don't need it. Alright, you just use the recurring ability of this package. You do some Lavianeer plays, or Chaos Emperor plays along the way. Lavianeer is an amazing card according to the profile. A lot to kind of unpack with this, but, you know, your traditional Thunder Dragon plays really aren't the way that you would think that they would be anymore. So we have triple copies of Battery Man Solar, one copy Collapse Serpent, triple copies of Bystial Druis Worm, triple copies of Magnamut, triple copies of Saronir, two copies of Chaos Dragon Lavianeer, with one Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Armageddon, triple copies of Nessie, one Jackalope, with one Tsuchinoko. You have one copy of Darkest Diabolus. Yeah, we're actually taking advantage of Diabolisus here. We have one Brotar with one Starleash Shayfort, triple copies of Bystial Lubellion, triple copies of Thunder Dragon. Then we have one Thunder Dragon Dark, one Dragon Hawk, one Dragon Roar, and one Wyvern Buster. Spells, we got triple Lure Darkness, one Brand Regained, triple Chaos Space, still one of the best cards this deck has going for it, triple copies of Melody of the Awakening Dragon, and one Branded Beast. And then next we've got one Striker Dragon, one Saruja, one Nightmare Unicorn with one Nightmare Phoenix, one IP Masquerena, one Heretic Heavenly Spheres, one Pisty with one Dahark, one Apo, one Grave Dragon, one Hope Harbinger, one Atum, one Zeus, one Dingrisu, and one Trishula, the Dragon of Icy Imprisonment. Then we got triple copies of Chaos Daedalus. This actually was a major star for this deck. We have triple Kurikara, triple Lightning Storm, triple Raigeki, and triple copies of Eradicator Epidemic Virus here, wrapping up just really some of the sauciest stuff that you could have for this deck. Next up is our Exosister deck. Now, I was hoping that like the Exosister deck would bring some really saucy like changes to the table, and I will say that this is pretty standard, honestly, where I was expecting. Obviously, you know, things like Necro Valley are going to be a very good carry for this deck, giving this deck, you know, a chance to actually shine. All right, trust me when I say this, Necro Valley is going to be one of the cornerstones for this, and if you're not really prepared for a Necro Valley touching down, you'll lose games because of this. All right, like, this is definitely the anti-meta card next to this good card. So we have triple copies of Dimension Shifter. So effectively, you have Shifter to basically win you the game, or Necro Valley to allow you the chance to play the game. We have triple copies of Ellis, one copy of Irene, triple copies of Martha, two copies of Sophia, and triple copies of Stella. Then we have one Called by the Grave, triple Dark Ruler No More, triple packs with one Mystic Mine, two copies of Necro Valley, triple copies of Pot of Prosperity, one Set Rotation with one Terraforming. Then we have triple copies of Evenly Matched, two Returnia, two copies of Vadas, and triple copies of Infinite Permanents here, wrapping up your main deck. Pretty straightforward stuff there. Extra deck, then we have one Lina with one copy of Daybreaker. Daybreaker's been starting to see a lot of play in this deck, so trust me, if you're one of the people that's like, I haven't seen Daybreak, yes, this has been starting to show up. We have one Gaga Cowboy, two Magnifica, triple Mikhails, two copies of Caps, and then we have one Jabrine, and one Osophia. Then we have one Exciton Knight, one Vespinato, and one Zeus. And then we have triple Gamma with one Driver, triple Cosmic Cyclone with one Dimensional Fissure, one Harpy's Feather Duster, one Secret Village, one Macro, one Metaverse, and triple copies of the Solemn Judgment, wrapping up your Exosister deck out of Top Cut. I do like this deck quite a lot. Like, if you're looking at some like good meta coverage, give this a shot. Next up is some Spright, but you have your Druis Worm package in here. You have Iprea in here for the draw power, which has become a little bit more of a norm here. And then you guessed it, you have Fenrir. And to top things off, we get the Nimble Angler package, because sending Nimble Angler off of Spren to put two beavers on the field is absolutely amazing. honestly, there's just so much that this deck can do now. Like, the new evolution of this deck, like, this is what we needed to see. Sprint needed to come out to allow this deck the chance to do well. And we're also playing the one double cross here. Trust me, taking control of an opponent's monster is so good. We have 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, either 1 Druisworm, 2 copies of Magnemite, triple copies of Effect Veiler, and then we have 1 Iprea, triple copies of Fenrir, 1 Nimble Angler, triple copies of the Nimble Beaver, triple Spright Blue, 1 Carrot, triple copies of Spright Jet, 1 Pixies, 1 Red with 2 Swampy Froggies. We have 1 Call by the Grave with triple Pot of Prosperity, triple copies of Spright Starter, 2 Talents, triple Imperm, and 1 copy of the Spright Double Cross. Down in your next check, you got 1 Sprint, of course, 2 copies of Elf, 1 Avermax with 1 Unicorn, 1 IP with 1 Dahark, 1 copy Totally Awesome, 1 Onimaru Soul Sweeper, 1 Djinn Buster, 1 Mannequin Cat, 2 Gigantic Sprites, 1 Downer Magician, and 1 Zeus. Our side deck here, we got triple Dimension Shifter, as per usual, 1 Red Resonator, triple Cosmic Cyclone, 1 Gamma Burst, 1 Appointer, triple Eradicator, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here. Wrapping up the new form of Spright, like I said, you can definitely tell where all of your good versions of this are going to go. All the best new cards that you have. I love seeing like the new toys play out for this. Next up here is some Runick Spright. This would be Marcus Hayden's 3rd place list. Now, if you've paid attention to Runick Spright, the whole game plan for this deck is you have an amazing draw engine right here. You have a bounce engine right here. And to top things off, you have Lava Golems. You have a very consistent engine right here to allow you negates and the ability to set up. And then the rest of this package is going to give you option trees to mount the opponent. Now, one thing I will say as of late here was we've definitely seen 2 fountains become a little bit more of a norm at this point for this deck. 1 fountain much earlier on, I think a lot of people were trying to go towards, but I think either way, playing the 2 of now definitely feels a lot better. So we have 1 copy of Capshell, 2 copies of Iprea, triple copies of Lava Golem, triple copies of Spright Blue, 1 Spright Carrot with triple copies of Spright Jet. We have 1 Spright Red with 1 Wind Up Kitten, triple copies of the Mystery Rune of Destruction, 1 Dispelling, triple copies of Flashing Fire with 2 copies of Fountain. We have triple copies of Freezing Curses with triple copies of Slumber. We have 1 Smiting Storm, triple copies of Just the Tip, 1 Smashers, triple Starter, and 2 copies of Talents. Down in the extra deck, of course, you have triple Spright Elf because this is just the best card in your deck. We have 1 Avermax, 1 Unicorn, 1 IP with 1 Dahark. We have 1 Onimaru, 1 Djinn Buster, 1 Mannequin Cat with 2 copies of Gigantic Spright, 2 Hugins, and then 1 Gary. Extra deck, or side deck here, we have 1 Chaos Hunter, 1 Red Resonator, 1 Tetsudo Irat Newman, because blocking your opponent from summoning anything with 1800 or more attack is beautiful. We have triple Big Balls, 1 Ryo, 1 Cosmic Cyclone, 1 Talents, triple copies of the Destructive Daruma Cannon, and triple copies of Eradicator Epidemic Virus here, wrapping up your take for Runick Spright. Evolution for this game is amazing. And last but not least here is Dominic Couch's list from Top Cut here. This is where you see the Cyberstein getting a chance to shine here. Hi, I love having a free level 2 that technically is searchable within the archetype. I don't really have anything else too crazy to say about this, but just the inclusion of this card is kind of hilarious. So we have 1 copy of Albion, 1 copy of Blazing Cartesia. If you look through like a lot of the deck lists out of this weekend, Blazing Cartesia was free value. We have triple copies of Druisworm, triple copies of Magnemite, triple copies of Saronir with 1 Cyberstein, triple copies of Havnus, triple copies of Merly, 2 copies of Reno Heart, triple copies of Shayren, triple copies of Lubellion, triple copies of Brandon and High Spirits. This was also like the MVP of the weekend for Brandon. We have 1 Instant Fusion, 2 Pot of Desires, triple copies of Planet Paralineo, 1 Terraforming, triple Talents, 2 Branded Beast, and 2 copies of Solak. Then in the extra deck we have 1 Sprint, 1 Spright Elf, 1 Dahark, 1 Borreload, 1 Wolo with 1 Beatrice, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Baron, 1 copy of Rulukalos, 2 Kitagalos with 1 Kaleido Heart, 1 Draco Stapelia, 1 Mudmud, and we have 1 copy of Garuda. Then we have one Scattershot, which was the Time Killer. We have one Exterior, one Change of Heart, triple copies of Cosmic Cyclone, one Econ, one Mind Control, triple Super Pulley, a triple Eradicator, and one copy of Crime, wrapping up your chunk of remaining deck profiles out of the YCS. So, what do you guys think about these lists? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.